I called the cops on my sister and pressed assault charges after she attacked me with a knife. My younger sister Kayla has been getting away with everything her entire life just because she's the baby of the family. I'm talking full-on hitting people, stealing stuff, screaming in everyone's face whenever she doesn't get her way. When we were kids, she'd punch me or scratch me and my parents would say I couldn't do anything back because I was older and should know better. She was always the victim no matter what actually happened. If something went missing from my room, everyone knew it was Kayla, but nobody wanted to deal with her meltdown, so they'd just make me let it go. By the time she was 16, she expected everyone to just hand her money whenever she wanted it. She'd show up at family dinners and literally go through people's purses while they weren't looking. My mom caught her once taking $40 from my aunt's wallet and just gave her this sad, disappointed look instead of actually punishing her. Now she's 19 with 2 kids and somehow even more entitled than before. She acts like the world owes her everything and throws these crazy tantrums if anyone tells her no. Last week she showed up at my house unannounced while I was out feeding my horses. When I came back inside, I saw her messing around near my truck. I walked outside and found her going through my horse trailer, grabbing saddle pads and brushes and throwing them in her car. I asked what she was doing and she said she needed this stuff for some riding lessons she wanted to take. I told her absolutely not and started taking my things out of her car. That's when she completely lost it. She screamed at me that I was being selfish and that I had plenty of horse stuff to share. I kept pulling my equipment out and she just swung at me and punched me right in the face. I saw red. I tackled her to the ground and held her there because I wasn't going to let her hit me again. She was screaming and thrashing around, and then she bit my arm hard enough to break the skin. I let go for a second and she scrambled up and grabbed this metal rod that was leaning against my truck. She started beating the side of my pickup with it, leaving huge dents in the door. I was yelling at her to stop and she just kept swinging, hitting my truck over and over. Then she dropped the rod, reached into her pocket, and pulled out a knife. She held it up and started walking toward me, saying she was going to make me regret not helping her out. I ran inside and locked the door and immediately called the cops. They showed up about 10 minutes later and found her still in my driveway yelling threats. I pressed charges right there: assault, destruction of property, everything. The officer told me I was doing the right thing and that this behavior needed to stop. My parents found out that night and called me furious. They said I should have just given her the stuff she wanted to avoid drama. My aunt said I was tearing the family apart over nothing and that we should have handled it privately. My mom actually cried on the phone saying I was going to ruin Kayla's life and she might lose her kids if she gets a record. But I'm done protecting her. She's an adult who attacked me with a weapon in my own driveway. The court date is next month and my entire family has stopped speaking to me.